So when your mask is ready, there are lots of options you have for adding color. Paint, of course, is one option. Markers would be something else that would work. You could even use crayons or colored pencils. So I'm going to be using some paint to add color to mine. I'm using one of the paint sets that we normally have in the classroom, these temper cake sets. You could use watercolor paints, acrylics would also work, so an oil-based paint. So I'm going to get my brush ready. What I'm going to do is I need to paint the low relief stuff first and work my way up to the top. What you have to keep in mind is this is cardboard, so you're not painting over white paper, so colors aren't going to look true to the way they would normally look when you paint on a piece of paper. So here I've loaded my brush with yellow. You can see it's got quite a bit of yellow on there. So here I'm going to paint this low relief part here on the cheek, under the nose, and I don't want the flanges to stick out that much that I used to attach the circle there, so I'm going to go ahead and paint over those to kind of blend those into the face part of the mask. I'm going to try to get my brush to go down into the low relief areas, so pressing it in there. So as the paint dries, you'll notice the yellow kind of fades away some, so probably what's going to happen is I'll need to do a second coat of paint. If I sit here trying to paint on top of it right now, what I would be doing essentially is wiping the paint back off. So I'm going to just keep working, and later when this has had time to dry and absorb into the cardboard, then I'll switch over and I'll get more yellow paint and I'll do a second coat then. So I am going to use red for the other part of the face, I think. A little more water. Brush looks pretty thirsty there. So I'm going to go around the high relief elements, like the shape that I put on the cheek, the eye. You'll notice that I got a little paint on the eye there. So the nice thing is I haven't painted that yet. So when I do paint that, just the process of me finishing my work will actually fix that mistake. So good design would mean I'm going to repeat some of these colors. So I've used red on one side of the face, but now I might actually use red on the eyebrow over here on this side of the face to tie this to the other side. So I'm repeating something that I did on the other side, creating a sense of unity where everything seems to kind of go together now. I might decide maybe this ear could be red over here. So I am painting the features of the face with colors that I choose. If you don't have paint available, you could use markers. Water-based markers will work fine, but really permanent markers would probably work better. So I'm going to continue adding. And as you do this, you can even add things to your mask that you didn't necessarily do with the cardboard building part. So for instance, maybe I paint the eye blue here, and then maybe I paint the mouth blue. So I thought my yellow was going to need a second coat, but it actually looks like it is working out well. So what I meant to say by adding things that you didn't necessarily do already, let's say I want to do some details on the ears. So over here, I didn't really paint anything inside the ear before, build anything in there, but I could go ahead and paint this line on there, that contour, maybe add this to the other side. If I wanted to add some lines to the eyebrow here, that's something I could do. Just need to make sure that I'm choosing a color that will contrast with it. So then I'm going to decide what colors I'm going to paint the nose, and maybe I do this side one color, and maybe I decide to switch and change colors on the other half of the nose. I'm going to then paint the hair, and and the shape here on the cheek. So I'm going to keep working on my mask, and you're going to keep working on finishing yours. When you're done, just upload an image to me so I can see what you did.